status. You got a Honduran here trying to get status. Hey, that's fine. Open it up, break the wind. 1, 2, break it, open it up. Open it. Last warning.
Idiot could have just opened the door. Comply. If you don't want to comply with our laws, do not live in our country. Why do we have to put you in a prison or put you in a box? Just leave. Self-deport. You don't like our laws. You don't like our government. You don't like our president. You don't like our customs and for our immigration laws. Don't come to this country. If you're not going to comply with law enforcement, this is a bad place to live going forward. Do not come here. Don't. Because right now, just us, I'm glad the officers are getting more aggressive. Because if you're going the other way, you're going to just inspire more criminals that are going to know that there will be no punishment for their actions, and we cannot allow that to happen. That's the big guy right there. That's the boss. And you know what? I'm glad he's on the scene. He's out there putting in the work. He's joining in the effort. This has to be done. We don't have a choice. We have to reverse the direction we're going in. Allowing illegals from all over the world to dilute our voting blocks, to siphon our resources from our generosity, abuse our systems with fraud. And a lot of it is not just financial fraud, but there's immigration fraud. A lot of those Somalis, they said 70 to 80% use immigration fraud to attain citizenship illegally. And it's all right now in the process of being reversed. So then we'll be able to take even the ones that are like, I ain't the American citizen, we'll be able to get you too. Just give it a little bit of time. But first things first, we'll take the low-hanging fruit, and those who want to fuck around and find out and show up, they think they're bigger than the system. Listen, all these liberals out here with their cameras and their little whistles, it's not going to help. It's not. You're better off taking the offer and self-deporting. Take the few dollars, build you up something back in your home country. Maybe you can apply to come back later. But if we have to deport you, you're banned for good. You're banned for good. And we're going to have new laws coming in where if you're caught back in the country illegally, you're going to be cooked. He's over there fighting with police. How does he think this is going to end? There's no less than 30, maybe 40 agents outside, Border Patrol. You're in a border state, bordering Canada. You thought you had a chance to just not comply and resist, and you weren't going to get your ass kicked? You are absolutely going to get spanked, and you deserve it. People keep asking me, Rico, why do you support this? It's because, unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way what happens when you listen to these fucking liberals, when you listen to the black community and when you listen to the gays and you defund the police. I know what it's like when the police say, you know what? Okay, we're out. See, I lived in Los Angeles. I lived in downtown after the George Floyd riots when the BLM people were telling the police, we don't even need police. We're going to abolish the police. We will police ourselves. We'll police our own communities. We don't need police. I've never heard such a more disgusting fucking lie in my life. Those people lied and they got a lot of people killed. They got a lot of people robbed, injured. See, I was there when the police, when you used to call 911 in LA back in 2020 and 2021, and no one would show up for another 12 to 13 hours. They'd show up the next day, but they weren't coming to calls at nighttime, especially if when you give the description and the person is black. See, it's known around the country now, you can't even arrest blacks no more. You got to call a black officer to do it because you might lose your job if your captain or the mayor of your city is a liberal. That's increasing criminality because people are saying, hey, come to California, come here, come there. You can get away with anything. So I know what it's like to not have police. And if I have to choose between the police and these fucking people, I'm with the police. I need a stable society to function. I can't function under chaos. You can't have children under chaos. You can't build a business under chaos. This is, you're going to have to choose a side. I choose law enforcement. The rest of that shit is for the birds. I used to think that I was against the police and yada, but then I remember those people, those rioters are like, yeah, eat the rich. I was like, hell yeah. Until I found out that they consider me rich. And I'm like, I'm not rich. And they're like, well, you live in this building, right? That's your car, right? So the threshold for being rich when you're one of these weird cultists is very, very low. So you might be integrated in that crowd, but if they find out who you are, they'll turn on you too. So I learned the hard way what it's like to not have police. I've seen it. I've seen people calling 911 repeatedly and no one would come because the police were afraid to do their jobs. Those are cushy. Those are good jobs. Benefits, 100 and something thousand a year. It's a very good job to be in law enforcement. Knowing that just handcuffing somebody, he can write a complaint and say you're racist and you'll get fired. Is it even worse risking your little cushy job? You can just not take the call. And many officers opted to do that. And more officers are opting to do that around the country. That's why I'm telling people, like, if you're in New York, where Mondami's already going to get rid of a lot of police, if you're a woman, find a husband, because that's the only man that's going to be willing to risk his life to save you, because there will be no more false sense of security given to citizens by the police. Because in the United States, they've been shamed so much by the black community, especially, you can't really do your job anymore. So there really can't be a police force in the sense that we knew them as before. Even investigating crime has been considered racist now. That's why the left is, gaining so much power, because there's a lot of people who want lawlessness. They don't want laws. Matter of fact, if you ask them, there's no crime that a black or a gay person can commit that you would think there's nothing that could justify them even being arrested. Even if they were shooting at the police or shooting into the crowds of people, they don't think it's called for the police to shoot the shooter. So there is no common ground. There's no negotiating or working that out. You're going to just have to make a choice. I've picked my side. That's right. Get some, you fucking genius. he must really be an illegal because he doesn't have that bravado or that confidence. And he's literally being drugged and then smacked on the ground in front of a gas station with men all around him. I have no idea what he's struggling for, why he's just not complying. If you're an American citizen and you're not here doing the wrong thing, if you're not a wanted criminal, if you didn't sneak into the country illegally, if you didn't overstay your visa, if you're not getting welfare, nowadays, right, we're sending the bill to your sponsor. So when you come here as an immigrant, they ask you to have a sponsor, somebody that's going to vouch for you. And sponsors have to sign agreements saying that, hey, the person I'm sponsoring, they're going to be good. I'm going to help them find a job. They're not going to be begging for welfare, begging on the system, trying to get Medicaid. They're going to be able to work and earn. That's the only reason why they're coming here. No one volunteers. Oh, I want to go to the United States so I can be homeless. No, I want to go to 98 so I can get free stuff. They don't tell us that. They scam us and tell us, I want to work. I want to go get a better life. I want to be this. And then they get over here and become a bum ass, lazy piece of dog shit, leeching off of our system, sucking up our tax dollars. So if you're not doing that, why are you fighting so much? If you're a law-abiding American citizen, happy to be here, assimilating and working, then why so serious? Why not just comply with the officers and say, thank you guys, I appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, this guy's about to go up the river and then he's going to be sent back across the fucking Rio. He's going to go back across the river. Actually, they said he's from Honduras earlier. So they figured out who he was. So he's going back to Honduras. He's Hondureño. So he's going back.
Back it up.
I love to see it. I love to see that our laws are being enforced. I'll be honest with you, knowing that you're living in chaos where there are no laws, where there's no police you can call, knowing that people can just get away with anything, that's a scary thought. It's like living in Mad Max or some kind of dystopian novel. To have a nation of stability, you must have a nation of rules and laws that must be enforced. The way society works, you have there's parameters, and we have to stay in between those. But you're gonna have to follow our rules. That's like if somebody comes into my house, I say, take your shoes off, and they say, fuck you, I'm keeping my shoes on, and I'm gonna take a piss in your living room. You can't stay at my house anymore. You can't come in here. I'm kicking you out. You can't come back. You're gonna have to respect my house and my rules. And if you're gonna respect my house, respect my country. Respect my laws. Don't like them? Then leave. Go to where you like to live. Go to where you're wanted. You're not wanted here, obviously. Uh-oh, sounds like an agitated LGBTQP elemental C member is agitated. Let's see what happens now. And they just loaded him up into the truck. I know it because I see that I forgot what color that is, but like that orange colored jacket. Just seen it in the seat. So they just loaded him up into the minivan. Time to get up out of there. Anything that happens to him, he did it to himself. He could have complied. No way you came all the way to this country and didn't know the rules. You forfeit your safety and you forfeit your life when you decide you want to go head up against our law enforcement. See, the thing is, if what you're doing is righteous and you know you're not in the wrong, then there's a place called court, right? That's where you fight. That's where you resist. You don't hold court on the side of the road because, well, now you're forcing law enforcement to be judge, jury, and executioner legally. Why put them in that situation if you don't have to? You got to start thinking about that.
You're going outside? Everybody step back. Step back. Step back. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. What did he do to you? Stay back. What did he do to you? Hey, stay back. Do not put your girl in there. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. Hey,
So you're going to wear a ski mask and run into a crowd of cops and think you're not going to get your ass handed to you? Man, good thing this guy isn't driving school buses with an IQ that low.
I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. Nobody did. I'm not resisting. Here. Back up. I'm not resisting. I'm not doing shit. Leave me alone.
No, we're not leaving him alone. He should have had his ass at home or at work, anywhere but here. Ski masked up, pretending he wants to play chicken with the police. Didn't work out too good for Renee Bad, right? Why do you want some too? I mean, you can get some, but it's like, why are you a glutton for punishment? It's like you guys are erotic asphyxiation, like you just like the punishment. It's fucking freaky ass creeps, if you ask me.
What's your arm behind your back? Hey, my girlfriend's right behind you. You got the phone. My girlfriend's right behind me. Once you guys get him in, let's get him into Victor 3, okay? I'm going to Victor 3. That's what they said. Victor 3. Give me a good pat down once you get him up. Give me a good pat down. Back up, you guys.
Who would have thought that I would be the guy supporting the officers kicking the hell out of agitators or, domestic terrorists? Once upon a time, I didn't think America was the greatest country on earth. I didn't think it was that fucking great until I was proven wrong by the lockdowns and I saw what happened to those other countries who I thought were just as good or if not better. And I was humbled when I watched what happened to my friends. They talk about the boot. Yeah, I've seen it. It wasn't just on their throat. It was up their asses. My friends in Australia, my friends in Germany, Amsterdam, the UK got it really bad. And I used to live in all these places. When I heard of the measures that they took, to this day, you can't even type or talk about certain things on the internet. That's why people are like, Rico, you make a lot of these videos. You don't understand. There are people in other countries who watch my channel because I'm on 8 different platforms. So they watch me on Facebook or Kick or other places, not on YouTube. They're not all on YouTube yet. The thing is, in my other countries I've lived in, we don't have freedom of speech. So they can't get on the internet with a camera and have these conversations like me. So they send me material. I talk about it. I have the conversation. I'm speaking to them for them because they can't even, they couldn't even, because you accidentally say the wrong thing. You're getting a knock on the door by Scotland Yard or police sites. They are coming. Therefore, I will sit here and have these conversations because, well, I have a constitution in my country that I respect and that is respected. But everybody doesn't have that option. So watching what happened during 2020 until now, it made me a patriot. So I'm with America, America first, America only. And that heavily involves supporting our law enforcement and supporting our laws in general. Yeah, it's too late for all that screaming now, bucko. You should have stayed home, took a shower, and screamed at the house. What the hell are you doing at this Speedway gas station, bothering immigration and custom enforcement officers who are doing their job? You want to play stupid games? I have the dumbest prize ever with your name written on it. Come get it. Thanks for showing up with all your cameras. Free promotion.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
Not sure why people are even wasting their time trying to go there and fight law enforcement without actually fighting law enforcement. I have no idea why they're out in the freezing cold with video cameras and they're not able to stop or prevent anything. It's a waste of time. At the same time, you're better off spending, packing up, and moving to another country that you're going to be happy in. This right here is a waste of time. Don't complain about your situation. Change your situation by changing where you live. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're a patriot, I do America first, America only, right wing, right leaning content. Some people say I'm a American propagandist. I just love my country and everything it's given me, and I appreciate my country and our laws. I yearn to be able to provide a way of life that I had growing up for my children one day, but there's no way that's going to be possible if our laws are not enforced. There's no way we can do that if we're just letting any and everybody come over here and rip us off, commit crimes. We just can't do it. And we're not going to be that nice that we're going to lose everything that was built before us by our ancestors simply to appease people who are crying or making harsh comments on the internet. That's just not going to work. It's not going to happen. Share the video, like, subscribe. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I'll be back shortly with another topic. America first, America only.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.